We have decided to do a sandwich taste test. We are going to Firehouse Subs, we are going to Jimmy John's, and then we're going to go to Jersey Mike's to test all of their Italian subs.
If Jimmy John's actually puts meat on their sandwich this time, I think I'm gonna like that one the best, just because of those hot cherry peppers that they have. Oh my gosh, I love the flavor of those. I like all the sandwiches, but I think that's probably gonna take the cake. Our sandwiches are all plated up and we are ready for our taste test. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about the sandwiches that we are comparing. We tried to get them all as similar as possible, so they are all Italian versions from each restaurant. They all have white bread. Normally we get wheat, but I think Jimmy John's doesn't have wheat. Then at Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's, we added hot cherry peppers at Jimmy John's. We added the hot pepper relish, I think is what it's called, at Jersey Mike's. So I don't think that Firehouse Subs has the hot peppers, because when you go in to the restaurant, they have like a variety of hot sauces that you can use. So that's kind of their thing. But that's really the only difference, I think. You can see just by looking at them, I think personally that Jimmy John's looks amazing. I mean, the bread is nice and fresh. Jersey Mike's, you can spot from a mile away. If you are getting one of their sandwiches to go and you're gonna be eating in a car, or you're not gonna be at home where you can wash your hands, I definitely would not recommend getting it Mike's way, because the oil and vinegar makes the sandwich very, very messy. The Firehouse Subs, I hate to judge a book by its cover, but honestly, that bread does not look very impressive to me. I don't know why. It just doesn't look good. Now, Chris seems to think the reason it doesn't look good is because the bread is made to be baked, because Firehouse Subs generally serves hot sandwiches. For me, I definitely prefer my sandwiches cold. I mean, they call them cold cuts for a reason, and I'm just not into hot sandwiches. So when I go to Firehouse, which we've been numerous times, I always just go in and I say, I want my sandwich cold. And they have no problem with that. Also, I didn't think it was going to be very fair to compare a hot sub to a cold sub. I wasn't really sure how that would work out. So again, we just tried to make everything very similar, and now we're going to really put them to the test. I'm gonna start with Jimmy John's so that I can keep my hands a little cleaner. I can't say anything bad about the sub. I mean, the bread is so good, I think. It's soft, but it's not mushy. Also, something that is kind of important to me and I'm fussy about is the amount of bread. So if you get a sandwich that is, you know, the bread is like this and then the meat is like this, then it just doesn't work. This is a good, really good size roll for the amount of meat that they put on it. I also do think they did a pretty good job of putting the meat on it. We've gotten some sandwiches, honestly, from Jimmy John's before that had like nothing on them. They were pretty bad, and the bread definitely overpowered the sandwich, but this is a pretty good combination, I think. Moving on to Firehouse, because it's also not as messy of a sandwich. All right, there's definitely something there that isn't on the other sandwich. I think it might be mustard. Do they have mustard on theirs? Mayo and mustard? Because it kind of tastes like Dijon-y. So it's definitely an interesting taste. I have to say, though, out of the two, Jimmy John's wins. And now we're going to try Jersey Mike's. Very messy, but I mean, it's good. It's really good. My issue with Jersey Mike's, and maybe I should try their sandwich another way, not Mike's way, but is that oil and vinegar is so overpowering. I really can't taste a whole lot of the other ingredients. I just think that's a shame because I love all the other ingredients. You know, I really can't. It's kind of like eating a salad on bread, like a salad with a lot of Italian dressing. And that's not really what I'm going for when I'm eating a sandwich. I want to taste the meat and I want to taste the veggies. So again, hands down, Jimmy John's is the one for me. I wonder if Chris is gonna think the same. I doubt it.
So in my opinion, Firehouse Subs comes in third place. The bread's not very good. The meats are lower quality than the other two, so I put that in third. It's still a good sandwich, but not as good as the other two. I'll put Jersey Mike's in second just because it's such a messy sandwich. I wouldn't eat it in my car, for example, whereas Jimmy John's I would. So I think they both taste good. I like both. I like the bread, I like the meats, I like the cheeses, I like the peppers. But just based on cleanliness alone, I would get Jimmy John's over Jersey Mike's.